Okay, so your pressure washer doesn't want to start. Now this is going to be kind of across the board for all pressure washers, because if you just have one of these as a homeowner, these things tend to do a lot of sitting unless you do this for a living. And if you have a pressure washer like this little one, I suspect you don't do this for a living. Gasoline has a certain smell to it, so you're going to want to take a whiff, do the whiff test on the gas. I know it sounds like a joke, but it's really not. This is one of the first things I do is, oh yeah, that gas is shot. That's got to go. What I usually do is I take the gas tank off the unit and I dump the gas into a container where I can dispose of it later. And then I'll actually take the gas tank and take it over to the water hose and flush it out really good to get any of that rotten gas and who knows what else is in the bottom there out of the gas tank. And then I'll leave it sit in the sun for a little while and blow it out with an air compressor if you have one, so that you can let that dry. You don't want to put that back with water in it, of course. So I already know this gas tank is shot, or well, not the gas tank, but the gas is shot. The gas is in the carburetor. So I got to take this carburetor off of here and get it cleaned out. Hopefully it hasn't been sitting for 5 years and the carburetor is completely ruined. I haven't taken it apart yet, so you and me are going to find out together if that's the case or not. Alright, so if you don't have to remove your gas tank, if your gas is good, nothing wrong with it, but it won't start, you may want to just go to the next step. But I'm going to take apart the gas tank or take it off the unit. So this may not be for you if you don't have this rotten gas in your unit. But this one does, so if you just want to get to the carburetor apart, just skip ahead and start viewing from there. Alright, now this particular one has got this little plate right here that won't let this come off of here. This is probably completing the fan shroud for the flywheel. So you got to pull this off. There's a little tab up inside of here. Now this is just on this particular motor, but just push that tab in and try to pull that down like that to get that out of there, and then this will come off easily like that. And there's one screw right here. I'm not going to bother to show it, but it holds this cover on. It's obvious, self-explanatory. Just pull that off so you can get to the carburetor linkage and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and get the air cleaner exposed. We don't really have to take this completely out. We got this switch right here. We could just set that aside. Alright, so as I said before, I want to get the gas tank off of here also. So let's get this fuel line disconnected, and we got to unbolt the gas tank. Now if you notice here, there's a screw here and a screw here, and these two screws have to be removed, as well as a screw, there it is, down here in front of the gas tank. We got to get those out of the way, so let's get that done. By the way, that's 12 millimeters, fits that very well, and the one underneath is a 10. So just wiggle this fuel line off of here. Sometimes they can be stubborn. Try to keep it pointed up when it comes off so it doesn't leak all over the place. This is a 10 millimeter bolt, but on this side, if you put a socket in there, you can't get it in there. So it's got the Torx thing in the middle, right there. So it's a T30. I'm going to use a Torx on that side. The other side, the 10 millimeter will fit. And there's a red wire here, so just be careful of that. Take this plate off. Don't lose that little spring right there. And on these, you just have to kind of work them loose carefully. There we go. Like that. There we go. Let's open up the bowl here and see what we got. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. Yeah, that's not too bad. Better than I thought. See if we can get some of this slime out of the bowl here. I got a can of brake clean. It really works pretty good on stuff like this. You can clean that out with a rag if it's not too bad, but this is pretty tarnished, so I'm going to use a piece of steel wool in there pretty lightly. Well, as you can see, the lightly didn't work that good, so I'm going to go in there not so lightly and try to clean that out a little better. Okay, so this jet right here is definitely clogged up. I have a little wire wheel, electric wire wheel. I'm going to get that cleaned up, and then I'm going to show you what I normally do with it after that. So I take you a can of brake clean or carburetor cleaner and squirt this through the hole right here until it comes out the sides. Those two little holes in the sides right here and the other one over here. That's to get it started. And once you get it wet, then I go through and I'll take this is for cleaning torches. Works great because it has these these little small rods on there, and then just kind of put the rods through there to clean out any gook that might be in there. After you do that, sorry, I'll hold it in the middle here. After you do that, squirt the brake clean through there again, and then if you have an air compressor, blow it out after you do all that. So let me do that, and then I'll come back and get the main body here. It's not too bad. Needs a little cleaning. Yeah, the floats kind of, or the needle and seats kind of stuck together. Okay, I got the needle and seat separated out of there. You know, if you run into that where your needle and seat is stuck together, what I did, because I'm trying not to break the plastic for the bowl there, is I kind of stuck that in there like that and pried it up real gentle like that, and that's how I got it out. So I got to clean this up any way I can. Dremel tool, something. Careful, this has got a rubber tip on it, so you don't want to be too aggressive on that because you'll destroy that rubber tip, and then it'll be leaking. Yeah, so I got this cleaned up on my bench grinder with a wire wheel, and you can go back with a Dremel tool with another little wire wheel and kind of polish it up a little bit more. Do the same thing with this. Just get that gook cleaned up off of there. And then what I'm going to do is I have another tool for the Dremel tool that I can go down in there and kind of clean that gook out of there because I know it's in there because it was stuck together. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to kind of, see that it's cleaned it up that spot. I'm going to kind of polish this up too. Get all that off. This is not hurting anything. But what I'm afraid of is when you put the gas in there, it's going to dissolve this over time, and then these little particles are going to get stuck in the carburetor and clog it up again. So that's why I'm trying to clean everything up. So I got the bottom of this thing cleaned out about the best I can. To get in here, I used a Dremel attachment that looks like this. It's got a tiny little bulb on the end that kind of grinds. And just go alongside of the inside of there like that and scrape that brass clean. Careful not to go too far. And also be careful not to jam it down into the end there and ruin the end of the seat so that the needle won't seal when it goes back down in there. Now up here, what I normally do after I do all that is I'll spray some cleaner through any of these little holes that you might see. Nothing back here. But go behind it with some air. If you have some air is best. These butterflies, the one for the throttle here, is kind of stiff. What I usually do is I'll spray some cleaner in there and work that back and forth. Same thing here. Well, that was the choke. Same thing with the throttle. It's really stiff. Just that gas sitting in there does that. And poke my little torch head thing through there, this thing, and then go behind it with some brake clean and go behind that with some air. Yeah, usually that little trick works to free up the butterfly, but as you can see, this one here is still not working that good. So what I'm going to do is take the butterfly off of there and pull this out slightly right here. See all that? There's the problem right there. Now I'm going to clean all that off, and then after that it will definitely work. What I did was I put the needle in this little groove right here. See that? And just kind of let it go down. See, it's supposed to come right out. Obviously before it was stuck. They go back together pretty straightforward. There's not much to it really. There we go. And that's working just like that. Got it, just tighten that up. And it's ready to go back. Okay, let's get the linkages hooked up real quick. This one here is the choke. So make sure to hook the choke up to the appropriate lever, and then the throttle governor right here. Got the linkages hooked up. Don't forget about your little bracket here. And then the gasket. Get that tightened up. Don't forget about your little spring right here. The spring goes right here on the linkage. Just like that. Okay, got it all back together here as you can see, and we're just going to give it a quick try and see how she does. This one has an auto choke, so I kind of like that. Makes it easy. Runs like a champ. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos like this as often as I can.